What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. So in this clip, we're gonna watch Stephen A. Smith crash out over Zohran Mamdani winning the mayoral elections over there in New York. And the point of this video you're gonna see is how clueless Stephen A. Smith is when it comes down to actually listening and interpreting people's policies, because the reasons that he's crashing out over Zohran Mamdani winning should have been the same reasons that he should have been more reluctant about supporting Kamala Harris, right? And he just, I mean, it completely goes over his head. So let's not waste any time, get straight into the video, guys. But hit the like button. It really helps the channel out. And of course, leave your opinions down there as well. Let's get into it.
It is not a good day. It is not a good time. And I'm here to tell you something right now. I'm not going to act like today is a good time. Now, last week on the show, I had Andrew Cuomo, who was a mayoral candidate in New York City, the former three-term governor in New York State, come on the show for a lengthy period of time. In the immediate aftermath of that, Zohran Mamdani, the favorite to win that election since he had captured the Democratic nomination in the primaries. We expected him to be the favorite, and turns out he won. He had called into the show last week with about 8 minutes left in the show, so I didn't have nearly as much time to get into some of the things he has said, some of the policies he has promoted pushing forth, but nevertheless, he obviously is a very charismatic candidate, highly intelligent, very articulate. You listen to all the ladies out there, not difficult on the eyes, because women 30 and under, they said he got like 84% of their votes, okay? Nothing Andrew Cuomo could do about that at age 67, to be quite honest with you. But nevertheless, one would not insult the voters out there by implying that that's all it took for Zohran Mamdani to gain their support. I'm going to tell you why I'm not happy about it. I like Mamdani. I'm looking forward to interviewing him. He's promised to be on this show. But I'm very, very concerned about some of the things that he said. I'm very concerned about what he once said about defunding the police. I'm calling 911. I'm being real with you. I'm calling 911. That's what I'm doing. I don't want to see less police officers. I want to see more police officers. I heard him talk about mental health experts in the subway system. I don't care about that. I want cops in the subways in New York City, where I was born and raised. Born in the Bronx, raised in Queens. That's what I want. I want to hear about no damn mental health experts in subways. Nah, I'm not trying to hear that, okay? 2% tax on the rich. Okay, fine. 11.5% capital gains tax. On its face, okay, fine.
Hell no.
Free buses. Free grocery stores in each borough? Really? Really think that's going to work? Ladies and gentlemen, we're at a crossroads in this nation. And there's no way to slice it. And the level of vitriol that you see amongst the American citizen is because, God forbid, that you have a difference of opinion. It's not enough to agree. You know, people have to be disagreeable. And you have to be selfish if you're a person that's rich, that's making money, and you don't want to pay your fair share of taxes. Well, when you think about the billionaires in the state, in the city of New York, they make up about 48% in terms of the amount of taxes that they dole out compared to the average American, compared to the rest of New Yorkers. And if you're talking about raising their taxes while doing these other things, you're making New York unattractive, not just for residents, but for businesses. And if you make it unattractive for businesses and you don't, and you compromise the ability to be the capitalist that these people are, then they take their businesses elsewhere.
I mean, does this guy listen to himself? He just said he was okay with the 2% increase in the capital gains increase. He just said he was okay with that. I mean, this guy is so inconsistent. And then now he's complaining about that.
Paid on their homes or in rent. They move out of the city or the state. Businesses follow. And then ultimately the tax burden falls on to New Yorkers out there, which means that rent freezes, which is also something that Mamdani pushed. Is that really going to be plausible? Are you really going to be able to freeze rent? Or are you going to end up hiking it because you don't have enough people here to pay it? Tax revenue, where you getting that from? See, these are all the kind of things that we have to connect the dots and ask ourselves, 1 + 1, does it equal 2? Is it really plausible that these things are going to happen? According to Mayor Hochul, 90% of the stuff Mamdani said he can't do on his own. He got to come through her in the state legislature in order to get it done. Is he going to be able to do that? What level of support is he going to have outside of young whippersnappers out there who love him and are so in love with his personality and everything else that they didn't really dot the I's and cross the T's and look at actual policies and the kind of effect that's going to have on New Yorkers? That's what I'm worried about. I hope I'm wrong. Because talking to him, I liked him. I'm looking forward to sitting down and interviewing with him. I just want to know where the money coming from. See, I count. Okay? I count. And I can't tell you how many young teenagers, it could be daughters, it could be nieces and nephews, it could be friends and family members or relatives of folks along that age gap. And you're asking the same question. And you know what you come up with? The people who love Mamdani the most are not people who pay bills every day. I'm not saying that applies to everybody. I'm not applying that. But they certainly not people that pay bills every day all the time.
Facts.
You don't see business owners clamoring to support them. I'm just saying these things are important to bring up. Because there's going to be a divide that takes place. Remember, Mamdani's ascension and his win in the mayoral election in New York last night is entirely different from what supposedly transpired in New Jersey with Mikey Sherrill beating Citarelli for the gubernatorial seat, and of course in Virginia, where this lady Sears ultimately lost to Abigail Spanberger. By the way, I think Spanberger and Sherrill were roommates at one time or another. Winsome Earl Sears, she lost by convincingly, to say the least. But the reason I bring that up is because their campaign was a bit different than Zohran Mamdani. They were talking about affordability issues just like he was. But they were also a bit more pragmatic in their thinking. They weren't talking about free grocery stores and free bus rides. They weren't talking about those things. They were talking about centrist kind of policies that would ingratiate themselves with the vast majority of American citizens in their respective states, because guess what? They recognize that's where the meat of the electorate lives. Not on the fringes with extreme progressivism. Not on the fringes with the MAGA right. 85% of the population lives there. That's where I live. That's why I'm on POTUS. That's where we live. We ain't veering one way or the other to the extreme because we understand, it is about affordability. But it's also about the economy. It's also about safety in the streets. And when you're talking about the combination of a free bus rides or free grocery stores, and oh, by the way, less police, or at least not more police officers, and not prioritizing law enforcement in the streets of a city, of a state, of the United States of America, you got a problem. You got a problem. And so now we got to sit up here and we got to ask ourselves, where are we going from here? Where you going to find yourself? What you going to do?
Well, you know what, Stephen A., you are absolutely right. Where are we going from here? And where were we going to go when you voted for Kamala Harris, right? And this is the point of this video, is this guy does not see that what he supported when he voted for Kamala Harris and what Zohran Mamdani is proposing is pretty much the same thing. You got free buses, you got free housing, you got less police and defunding the police. She supported the same exact thing, right? She supported open borders, open wide borders, like just people just coming in whenever they want, which is less safety for this country. So, I mean, this is the same exact thing. The only difference is that Zohran Mamdani, it came out and openly said that he is a socialist, essentially, right? And that's what separated Kamala Harris and all these old establishment Democrats. They don't want to come out and admit that they also support socialist policies like free health care for everybody. Kamala Harris said the same exact thing, right? All of the housing that she was talking about giving away. He wasn't asking these same questions about Kamala Harris when he went and supported and voted for her. Right? He wasn't asking where's the money coming from, who's paying for it. She proposed increase in taxes as well. She proposed capital gains tax as well, on unrealized gains. Like, bro, where was this guy? Where was this guy? I don't think he sees the connection here. The difference is Zohran Mamdani is coming out and openly saying he's a socialist. And Kamala Harris did not. And he's talking about, well, look at the policies. Well, did you look at the policies? Did you listen to what she was saying, what she advocated for and supported? And did you listen to what Zohran Mamdani said? And do you not see the connection? It's really wild. It's really, really wild that this guy this whole thing completely went over his head. But anyway, that was the reason I wanted to share this. Let's talk about it in the comment section, guys. Hit the like button down below. Leave your opinions as well. And of course, if you are brand new, consider and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.